Hi everybody. I'm gonna go a little retro for this one. I've watched this movie uh a bunch of times by now. And I even have it. I think I have it or I had it on DVD. Sometimes I don't know if you guys do this too, but sometimes I'll have a lot of stuff, and then I'll go either twice a year or at least once a year and think, have I watched it recently? And if I haven't, then I toss it or give it away or something so it can bring somebody else joy. Okay, but this is a good classic. Um, okay, so it's billed as three bachelors who are living the ultimate single life in Manhattan, and their life gets turned upside down with the arrival of one of them's uh, baby. Now, the three gentlemen I'm talking about here are Tom Selleck, Steve Guttenberg, and Ted Danson. Now, to give you a little background, okay, um, Ted Danson was in the middle of Cheers, which that sitcom ran for 11 years, starting in 1982 and beginning and ending in 1993. So he probably did the movie during a summer hiatus, as most actors do. Tom Selleck, I think this was right before his Magnum PI fame. Nowadays, he's most known for Blue Bloods. And Steve Guttenberg, I did a little search and I only found him in a couple of movies. He was in The Big Green and I think another one. Oh yeah, a novel romance, romantic comedy on. I think it was done on Lifetime. Um, okay, so um, okay, they play Peter, Jack, and Peter, Jack, and uh, hold on, Michael Kellum. Okay, now Peter is an architect. Michael is a designer. He does comics. He's the artist for a famous cartoon strip. And Ted Danson plays an actor in the film. So he had an affair, or he got together with his leading lady on the taping of The Shrew, and she was the Shrew. So he says, yeah, I remember because I did some of my best work in that. And the woman in question is Nancy Travis. You might know her from many movies, or Last Man Standing, or I think she was in something else too. I forget, but definitely Last Man Standing for 7 seasons with Tim Allen. So yes. Um. Okay. And then the baby was played by twins Lisa and Michelle Blair, which I probably talked about this before, so forgive me, but most kid actors, child actors in those days, they had really strict laws, and so if you could hire twins to play one role, you'd get double the time. Um, okay, so in the movie, um, the mother leaves the baby, and but see, here's the thing. Okay, so the first frame of the movie, um, we kind of get an idea of what their lifestyle's like. Women in and out. You know, they do their business deals, and, and then at night they each have different dates and things like that, right? Okay. Then they have a party for Peter's birthday, and uh, a director that Jack knows wants him to have a package delivered to his house. Okay? Now, he doesn't know the package has any bad deals or anything like that. No idea. So he agrees. Only problem is that the package is supposed to be delivered a couple days from the party, and he's going to leave Turkey to shoot a role in the movie. Okay? So he tells his friends, Peter and Michael, that a package is going to be delivered, but just put it away. So what happens is Peter comes back from a run, finds a baby in a basket in the vestibule, and then he says, just put it away. So they think he's talking about the baby, but no, he's talking about a little bitty package. But, that happens. The baby arrives a couple days before the package, so they're confused. But then some guys, come by the house for the package, and they give him the wrong thing. They give him the baby, but they don't know it. So what happens is Peter is going to give him the package because he goes, when did this arrive? And Michael says, Thursday. And he's like, oh, crap. And then he runs down the stairs because they're on the top floor. So he tries to run down the stairs, but then in the middle, he trips and he sees that there's okay, I'm going to say it. There's drugs in the package, okay? So the cops are, from that point on, watching the door and watching everything they do. But Jack swears he didn't know anything about it. Okay. So then hilarity ensues because in the midst of all this, they're trying to essentially raise a baby, and they're 3 bachelors, so they don't know anything about babies, at all. And Peter has a long-term girlfriend, played by Margaret Colin. I'm sorry if I mispronounced your name. And her name is Rebecca, right? So he calls Rebecca and says, we need help with the baby, and we don't know what we're doing. And she says the best line. Just because I'm a woman, yeah, I'm a woman, but why do you think I know anything about babies? Classic. Okay, so she leaves, and Jack calls his mother and actually tries to snow her and talk about how great it is and all this stuff. And she's like, I'm going to do the best thing possible. I'm going to leave you alone to raise the child. So then they're left to raise the kid, right? So then, I don't know at what point. I'd say the baby's about, 8 or 9 months old at this point. I may be getting it wrong, so forgive me. But she's starting to teeth, and so the mother comes back, Nancy Travis comes back, and says, it was so horrible of me to leave the baby, and please forgive me, and she's going to take her back to London so her family can help her raise her. And then she has a moment of clarity. She's supposed to be leaving for London on a plane, obviously. But then she lets the plane go by, and she doesn't get on the plane. So then the last scene is they convince her to stay in the house because Peter says he'll build her a room. So it's 4 people raising a kid instead of 1. So yeah. But in between all that, there's a lot of hilarity because they have to learn everything. How to feed a kid, when to feed them, when to feed her, when to change her, when to do everything for a baby. And you see the evolution of three men after the baby enters their life. So, but there's a lot more comedy than I could talk about, and I could tell you the lines, but you'd have to watch for yourself because me saying them and trying to like get across how funny it is doesn't do it justice. So I found it on YouTube, but you can find it anywhere. Um, and because it's an older film, it should be relatively cheap to find. I mean, when I had it on DVD, it was $5. So check it out. You might like it. Bye, everybody.